Welcome back. You're watching us here on Halftime Report. As promised, let's get talking with Abneesh Roy, who's an executive director at Nuvama Institutional Equities. He tracks the consumer space. Abneesh, we were talking about the Titan Carrot Lane deal and how Titan, paid 10 times for 27% of what they had paid around for, the 72% stake itself. Wanted to know, in your model, did you ascribe a value to Carrot Lane? And how does this 17,000 crore fare with your own estimates?
Sure, thanks. So we have a buy on Titan, and this is as per our expectation. So yes, you're absolutely right. The kind of valuation we would have ascribed to was fairly similar. So this is quite common, Mangalam. Here, obviously, 7 years back, Titan had picked up at 1/30th the kind of multiples or valuation market cap they have paid. So in 7 years, CaratLane promoters have seen their wealth go up by almost 30 times. But in those 7 years, if you see the kind of scale up Titan has provided to CaratLane, and CaratLane has also provided a lot of know-how of this kind of a channel, diamond, the Omni model, I think it's a win-win. We see this kind of a sharp scale up of valuation in the second and third tranche, very common. So Marico, ITC, many other consumer companies also have the same metric. So I will not be concerned on this high valuation. Optically, you are absolutely right. It looks very high. But based on our FY25 numbers for CaratLane, it is more reasonable at around 4x FY25 sales and 75 times P multiple. And as management also highlighted to you guys, over a longer term, CaratLane will be margin accretive because it is diamond. Because gold jewelry margins are lower, which is going to be the case for Titan. For CaratLane, because it is largely diamond, their margins over longer term will be accretive. Currently, it's high because obviously advertising spends and they're expanding stores. That's the reason why currently the margins are low. So I would say this is a good acquisition, and this will have much more consolidation benefits for Titan. And the win-win and all the learnings are already there because for 7 years, Titan learned a lot of the key tricks from the CaratLane promoters.
Okay. Abneesh, what does this do to the balance sheet for Titan in the near term? Because they have said that they will be partly funding this acquisition via debt. Any idea how much they'll be putting in via debt? What would it do to their cash on books?
So we'll await clarity on what will be the mix of the debt and equity. But if you see for a 4,600 crore and a 3,000 crore cash already in the books of Titan, we can work maybe with a 2,000 crore kind of a debt and the balance through the current cash position. We'll have more clarity in the next 2 months. But if you see for a Titan kind of a large company, I don't see this as any kind of an issue. So definitely over the longer term, medium term, I would say that again, they'll become cash positive. So this is not really going to be impacting the balance sheet in any significant manner. But yes, from a consolidation perspective, growth perspective, our sense is from 7% of Titan, this will move to 10% over the next few years. And for Titan also, if you see the market share gain is happening. So Titan's jewelry business is growing at X. This will grow definitely 2X of Titan. So that's why consolidation benefits will outweigh any concerns on the balance sheet, but I expect maybe around 2,000 crore of a debt and the balance to the current cash position.
Okay, I had a slightly larger question for you, Abneesh. What does this mean for the sector in general and for, these stocks like Kalyan Jewellers, Senco, for example? I mean, Kalyan Jewellers is up 80% already this year. Titan raising their stake in CaratLane speaks about the kind of confidence that they have in the overall business, right? Would this mean better earnings, better prices for the other players as well, like Kalyan and Senco?
So one, of course, is Titan management did say that they are not looking at a separate IPO for this. So if that would have happened, maybe for some of the players like Melora, etc., or say even for other jewelry companies, Bluestone, etc., it could have been a benchmark. But Titan was quite clear, I think, in the near term, medium term, they are not looking at two listed entities in the same business. But yes, on your question on other jewelry companies doing well, so clearly at 35% market share for the listed, for the organized part, there is a 65% still available with Hallmark, etc. And for a lot of the smaller jewelers, Titan obviously is the benchmark. So if you see the kind of stores which Titan has, the smaller jewelers will be half of it or 1/3 of it. So headroom for the jewelers, other jewelers is also there. But for Titan, the kind of pan-India presence and the Tata trust and the design aspect and under-indexed. If you see, Titan is much more under-indexed in terms of jewelry demand, marriage jewelry demand versus other players. My sense is Titan also will do really well. And now with CaratLane inside, definitely the synergy benefits should also be higher. The control should also be higher. So definitely, yes, we are quite positive on Titan. In the discretionary consumption, we like Trent and Titan the most.
All right, and finally, before we let you go, Abneesh, have you tweaked any of your numbers because of this deal on Titan? And had you earlier ascribed an SOTP sort of value to CaratLane and their eyewear business?
So yes, in terms of valuation, it will be fairly similar. So if you see on FY25, it is around 4x price to sales and 75 times P multiple for the CaratLane business. And as I said, from a balance sheet perspective, it is not too much of a drag. So we'll wait clarity on how the deal structure will be in terms of how much debt and how much of the internal cash of 3,000 crores will be used. But I don't think any big correction because it is just 7% of the business. 93% of the business is what will drive the overall numbers. So it doesn't really impact the overall numbers significantly.
Okay, all right, Abneesh, we're going to let you go. Thanks very much for joining in and speaking with us. So that is on Titan. Remember that stock has rallied around 18% this year itself. Just watch out for a couple of other stocks which have